Today I'm going to be solving 2006 AMC 10B problem 22. Let's read through the problem. It says Elmo makes N sandwiches for a fundraiser. For each sandwich he uses B globs of peanut butter at 4 cents per glob and J blobs of jam at 5 cents per blob. The cost of the peanut butter and jam to make all the sandwiches is $2.53. Assume that B, J, and N are positive integers with N greater than 1. What is the cost of the jam that Elmo uses to make the sandwiches? So the first step on this problem is to identify our variables and write down any information we have about them. So we already know N sandwiches. And we know that we have B globs of peanut butter that are 4 cents per glob. So B globs peanut butter. And then we can just write 4 cents per glob. And then same with the jam, we have J blobs of jam. And it's 5 cents per blob. So 5 cents per blob. So the cost of the peanut butter and jam to make all of the sandwiches is $2.53. So we can, I'm going to box this up. So we know that our total cost, instead of $2.53, I'm going to write it in terms of just cents, so that would be 2.53 cents. So it's easier to relate to the cost of the jam and the cost of the peanut butter. So we have N sandwiches, so it's going to be N times the cost of each sandwich. It should be equal to 253 cents. So the cost of each sandwich is 4 cents for each glob of peanut butter times B globs of peanut butter. So I'm going to write 4B, 4 cents times B globs. And then for jam, it's going to be 5 cents times J blobs, so 5J. And this is equal to 253. So once again, N is the number of sandwiches, and 4B plus 5J represents the cost for each sandwich, for each peanut butter and jam sandwich. 4 cents for each glob of peanut butter and 5 cents for each blob of jam. So now the next step in this problem is to just solve for each of these variables. So at first it may seem intimidating at first because it's 3 variables and only 1 equation. But something that helps here is to prime factorize 253. So 253 can be broken down into 11 times 23, and 11 and 23 we know are prime. So from here we know that we either have 11 sandwiches and 23 cents per sandwich, or we have 23 sandwiches and 11 cents per sandwich. So I'm going to first try out 11 sandwiches and 23 cents for the cost of each sandwich. So if we have N is equal to 11, then that's going to give us 11 times 4B plus 5J equals 253. And we know that 4B plus 5J is going to be 23. So 4B plus 5J is 23. Then let's find out what the possible values of B and J can be. And we also know that B and J have to be integers because it's like how many globs of peanut butter and how many blobs of jam we put, so they have to be integers. So if we have B is equal to 1, then we're going to have 5J is equal to 19, which means that J is not an integer. If we have B is equal to 2, so B equal to 2, then we're going to get something that works. So 4 plus 2 times 5J is equal to 23. We get 8 plus 5J equals 23. 5J is equal to 15. And J is equal to 3. So here we had B equal to 2. And we had J equal to 3. And so this is the value that satisfies the original equation. N times 4B plus 5J equals 253. So we know that for each peanut butter and jam sandwich, we use 2 globs of peanut butter and 3 blobs of jam. So now we have to read what the question's asking for. It's saying, what is the cost of the jam that Elmo uses to make the sandwiches? So the cost of the jam we can calculate by finding out how much jam how much the jam costs for each sandwich multiplied by the total number of sandwiches. So we know that each blob of jam is 5 cents. So it's 5 cents. And we know that because we solved right here, we used 3 blobs of jam on each sandwich. So we can multiply this by 3. So it costs 15 cents per sandwich for jam. So 5 times 3 is 15 cents. And we know we have n sandwiches, and we calculated n and got n is equal to 11. And so we can multiply 15 by 11. And once again, the 5 cents is how much each blob of jam costs. 3 is the number of blobs that we apply on each sandwich. And 11 is the total number of sandwiches. So this should amount to the total amount of jam that we use, or the cost of the total jam that we use. So it's 1.65, and so $1.65 is our answer.